All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth and continually teach us his truth. And peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's laboring in his word of true sincerity. All right, Lord willing, this could be an edifying lesson. And I'll think of the title at the end of this lesson, but pretty much, what Esau was doing. He's preparing to demonize us and come down, on pretty much he's going to come against our whole nation, man. Because you Jakes, man, you're going to see the hard way that this man never loved you. It's always been a hatred between Jacob and Esau. It's always been war between us, man. We've never loved each other. It's just that Esau has beat you, Jakes, and pretty much brainwashed you into thinking that he cares about you. But anyway, this clip right here, it says Queens to host rally, which this is in New York. It says against anti-Asian hate after Sikh man attacked with hammer, which this is an Elamite. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip, then I'm going to speak on it.
A rally against hate today in Queens. It comes after surveillance video shows a Sikh man being attacked with a hammer. CBS 2's Christina Fan joins us live from Flushing, where the rally will be held later today. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Cindy. The Queens Borough president will be hosting today's rally at Flushing Town Hall, and it comes as we are learning more information about yet another attack. The victim believes he was targeted because of the religious attire he was wearing, specifically a turban, and he's upset the police aren't investigating this as a hate crime.
He pulled out the hammer from his pocket and bang on my head with such intensity.
32-year-old Sumit Aluwalia is pained not only physically, but emotionally by this attack caught on camera in the lobby of a Brooklyn hotel. He was working Monday morning at the Quality Inn in Brownsville as the operations manager when a man entered the lobby, began yelling at the front desk staff, spit in his face 3 times, and bashed his head with a hammer.
He came moving back. I said, "Hey, brother."
And see, they're not going to show the other side of what happened. If this is real, knowing these heathens, they probably was being disrespectful, being rude. And Jake just had enough, man. Like the scriptures say, which, matter of fact, let me get that. Jake, particularly the so-called Negro tribe of Judah is being roused up. This is Judah This is Genesis chapter 49, verse verse 8. Judah, thou art he, or Yahweh, which means most high praise, Yahweh praise. It says, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise, because Judah is the head tribe. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is the head tribe. And Yahweh Shai is from the tribe of Judah. Scriptures call him the conquering lion of Judah. All right, because he's coming to conquer his enemies. It says, Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art going up. He stooped down, he crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Right, because Judah got comfortable, man. But you see that Judah is rousing up. And like I said, no telling what the other side of this was. They're just going to run with his hate, and this is an Elamite, man. And now they about to start rallying, and, you got all this happening. You even had a clip of a Moabite getting beat up by Jake on a train, and it was because he called the Jake the N-word, but they ain't want to show that, man. It's because this is an agenda. They're trying to make it seem like so-called Negroes is just acting wild for no reason. And they're going to pinpoint this back to the Hebrew Israelites to this ministry. They're going to say that we're the reason why this is happening, because they're going to say that we're preaching hate, which we're not. And they're going to use clips of when we speak about these other nations going into slavery, and times it might have got physical at camp, to try and justify them demonizing us, and the people of the world gonna believe it. But anyway, I'm gonna play the rest of this video, and then I'm gonna get some more scriptures.
What happened? You're not my brother. You're not the same skin. I don't like you.
And do you think you were targeted? Because
I can't say that because I was the only turban guy over there.
The attack has left Ahluwalia, a Sikh father of two who immigrated.
Trying to make it seem like he's so innocent, man. No telling what this Elamite did. And we, like I said, once again, we know how these heathens are, man. So he probably was being all kind of disrespectful. I've been to hotels where it's Elamites there, and they be rude. They really don't want you to be there. You could tell.
From India 3 years ago, completely shaken.
I'm scared somehow. But now when I'm going to work, like when I'm walking, I have some fear like maybe somebody coming.
Show me.
Yeah, right, man. Talking about he looking back to see if somebody. And look at this madness right here. One attack on the Elamite, and look at what they doing. You can't tell me this ain't set up, man.
What America looks like.
This is what America looks like.
Saturday, members of the South Asian and Sikh community were joined by politicians to speak out against anti-Asian hate.
Such a tragedy that one of the kindest, most giving groups of people is also one of the greatest targets.
Police have released these images of the suspect. The Sikh community wants the assault investigated as a hate crime. As of last week, there have been 68 anti-Asian hate crimes in the city, compared to 15 during the same period the year before. Ahluwalia says he came to the United States with a heart full of hope and just wants to belong.
People should know that these turban guys, they are here to help. We're not here to harm anyone. We are also here struggling, doing a job ourselves, right? We wake up at the morning 6 a.m., go home 7, 9 sometimes, and we don't deserve this.
Ahluwalia suffered minor injuries to his head, which caused internal bleeding. He believes his turban helped prevent the hammer.
BS, man. And everything that's been happening to our people ever since we've been over here. You see that nobody cares about us, man. It's scriptures that says that. Who will bemoan thee? Who will mourn for thee? Roughly paraphrasing. And when it says about us going into Egypt again with ships, it says no man shall buy thee, meaning redeem us, because nobody cares about us, man. But you got one attack that happened to an Elamite, and they making it big mainstream, man. And the only reason is because Esau knows that these people, which he ain't afraid of them, but they're pretty much, in cahoots with him. The people of India. And they understand that they have a military, so it's like they forced to do this. But really X all that out that I just said, because what this man is doing is he's painting you Jakes as the image of, oh, you just a bunch of you're people that cause violence, and and you spread hate, which particularly, like I said, and like other brothers been saying through the spirit, this all is a plan to demonize the Hebrew Israelites. Because he's going to say, well, where is the source of this hatred coming from? Why are these people doing these violent acts? And then, marvel not if you have hate crimes committed by dudes in fringes and garments. You had that happen in Jersey. Because Esau is about to go ahead and bring that hammer down because he see that he's running out of time. But first let me get this right here. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And who's a physical counterpart of Satan? Esau. And we're not ignorant of his agenda. We know, because the word ignorant means to not know. We know that everything that's happening is a part of his whole plan to demonize us, to remove us from the streets, to shut down the internet, because now you got Instagram and Facebook talking about, they're going to be looking out for, anti-Semitic stuff, which they call us anti-Semitic, and hate, and that's why a lot of our videos get removed from YouTube. It'll say either you broke the YouTube policies or hate, or, most of the time is hate speech, all to bring that famine of the word. But you know what? Once Esau grows a pair of balls and finally come down, you know what that means? That means the elect is sealed. And that means that his end is inevitable. Because he's only going to do what Yahweh Shemi Asah is going to allow him to do. But anyway, let me get want to get this right here, because we're coming into that time of persecution. This is Acts chapter 14, verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. You see that? So it's going to be a time, like it says in 2nd Esdras, it says, there shall be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. The word insurrection means a violent uprising. So it's going to get to a point where we're going to be wanted. It's going to be money on our head. Because these are the guys that was spreading all this hate. These are the guys that's causing, this country to come into martial law, to, we're going to be blamed, man. And these are things that we got to meditate on, because when that times come, the Lord is going to reveal who's really in this and who's not. And that's why we say, Lord willing, we endure to the end, because we're all in this flesh, and the flesh is weak. Like the scriptures say, the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. So we just hope that the Lord gives us strength, like he said he was going to do, because we kept the word of his patience. We hope that he gives us that strength to not get weak in the flesh, to have our spirit outweigh the flesh. Because, hey, man, before Yahweh Shah comes back, we're going to go through some tests. A lot of us may come close to death and be delivered. It's going to be a lot of things happening, and we're going to be the most hated people in this country. Us in Babylon. All right. But anyway, let me get that, because Yahweh Shah said that. He said you'll be hated of all men for my name's sake. Because really, the elites, they know that they understand that the prophets are here. They understand that the prophets are here doing what they've always done, prophesy. He knows that he's in the end of his kingdom, so he's going to have the whole world against us. This John chapter 15, verse 18, if the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love his own, but because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hate of you. And when you really listen to what we're saying, we're not saying anything hate. We're speaking justice, man. Esau going down is justice, because this man has done nothing but rape, rob, and murder and destroy, man. And he's destroying the earth. He's not fit to rule. He has to go down. But of course he's going to say that's hate because he don't want to go down. So you really can't get mad at him. It says, remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. So Yahushua was persecuted, we're going to be persecuted. You know, and this is all the Esau, he's being very smart about it. Which he don't get no fucking credit. Yahweh Shem Shah, what it say right here? We're proud of what we've done so far, Jake. On U.S. aid to India. And that's crazy because we was just viewing a video, you know, which I just showed of an Elamite, so-called Indian, so-called East Indian, getting so-called, you know, attacked, which I'm pretty sure he caused it. Because you saw in the video, he was on the phone and he was going in the office when the Jake attacked him and he was talking. He probably was talking shit. Probably like, get out of my store, you know, get out of this hotel. Probably called him the N-word. But anyway, back to this, it says, but I have chosen you. Oh, no. It says, verse 20 again, remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. So, you know, we're going to be persecuted, man. You know, it shouldn't be surprising when that day come. When they say this is where all this hatred is coming from, these what they're going to say, black Hebrew Israelites. You know, and it's going to be their word against ours. They already got all the clips they need. You know, they got clips of guys going to camp with guns and pulling guns out and going to shooting range and, you know, and when they shut this internet down, they're going to be the ones that have control of the narrative. It's not going to be no other side to the story. Because right now, you know, we could do lessons. You know, we just teach the scriptures. But when there's no other side of the story, people gonna believe what Esau was saying. You know? It's about to get real, man. You know, you Jakes, man, you think this man loves you. He's about to show that his hatred has never left. And you see it on a low level right now. These low-level Edomites is coming out blatant with how they feel. All right, but anyway, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.